What's good, everybody? If you are as excited for Wednesday as I am, you are in the right place. Sit down, buckle up, hit subscribe, smack some buttons, be that little kid on the elevator, just smacks everything, and buckle up, buckaroo, because it's New Comic Book Day Wednesday. And if you're anything like me, you got a lot to read this week, and it's an exciting week to check out New Comic Book Day. Welcome to the channel, everybody, as we are back in our normal Wednesday flow. Wednesdays apparently have a flow. I don't know. Let's find out here. As people roll into the chat, we are going to go over the books tonight. We're going to talk about some exciting stuff we stumbled upon. We're going to do some channel announcements, and then we're going to go over the books one more time, kind of make it like a 45-minute gig-ish. So sit down, hang out. Welcome to the Comic Man Indie Comic Cave and Comic Dojo. Like we said, it's New Comic Book Day Wednesday. We already got some tailgaters hanging out in the chat tonight. John's Comics with Kids says, I'm just here for the dad jokes. Oh, he said the bad jokes. Incidentally, I found out at work that somebody stole my mood ring. I really don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Guess you could say you quite weren't in the mood for it. Right? Steve, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here, man. Good evening, folks. Happy New Comic Book Day, everybody. I hope everybody found their keys of the week. We'll talk about a couple of books that kind of caught us by surprise that we're really excited to have in our hands. More importantly, as we continue to pay attention to the modern comic book market, I hope you guys are seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, and it feels very refreshing and welcoming to find base Marvel ratio variants selling for under ratio. Does anybody else feel like it's been years since we've seen that? 1 in 50s for well under $50, 1 in 100s for, it's not just Marvel. It's like it feels like it's across the board. I'm really excited because I like collecting the base variants that come out in the comic shops. Store variants can melt your brain, but we'll get into that in a little bit here as we're getting through the chat as everybody keeps showing up. Mihu Seaman, what is up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hopefully the jokes, what's good, everybody? And he's saying hopefully the jokes. I think you're in the wrong place for good jokes, man. They're all going to be bad. Yes, they're all going to be bad. Brother John Comics, good to see you, man. You always seem brown to me. Paul Dunn, good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here. Wait, I tuned in, and you said you don't know how you feel. Oh, I was talking to John with the jokes. With your fingers, bro. Oh, that's it. There's John. Yep, thanks for being here, man. Daywalker, excited. We've got some books to finish packing for Daywalker. Daywalker and I have made a trade, and I'm really excited to send some books to him, and I'm really excited to receive some books from him. It's going to be a great time unboxing those and getting some stuff graded. But like we said, there was a lot to read this week. I did not get caught up. I did not get done. You guys can punish me. You can throw me up on the rack. Like, ooh, what kind of a dirty comic cave is this, Comic Man 80? No, you guys can berate me all you want. I am woefully behind on New Comic Book Day reading, but we did get some exciting reading done. First up, as you guys will know, standard flow for the channel. There's no DC books. And they're going to be continuing to dwindle out, it feels like. I know I should read some DC books, but there's so much going on with Star Wars and everywhere else. Speaking of which, right up first, Han Solo #7 is out. I am not caught up on this. I've not been reading this like I should be, but one of the things is you always talk about being a modern comic collector, skating where the puck is going to be, not where it is. And I don't feel like a lot of people are talking about this, which leads me to believe potentially lower print runs, potentially maybe the story isn't great. I want to get into this and find out more. I know some other guys have picked it up and haven't read it yet. I'm kind of saving this for a rainy day. I don't know how long or how far they're going to go with this. I do know that some of the variants have been coming. When the variants have been coming out, some of them have been absolutely amazing. So we're keeping that on the pull list. It doesn't cost a lot to keep on the pull list. There have not been a lot of expensive ratio variants recently. Cover price variant, digging that. Guido, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, just kind of lonely, just sitting there lonely, having a cup of coffee. Is that coffee? I don't know. What's he mixing in there? Either way. And here's the reason why I keep some stuff on my pull list that doesn't quite make sense to everybody is blammo. I did not realize that they were going to be doing a Han Solo Chewbacca. Like, look at the carbonite in the background. These like movie poster variant covers that they're doing have been phenomenal. Here's the trick. They're not doing it with every Star Wars title with Marvel. And I have not been paying attention far enough in the future to make sure I'm not going to play the game of drop ad, drop ad, drop ad, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, time versus money, money versus time. If I keep it on the pull list, that gives me the option to sit down on a rainy day and get caught up on some of this stuff. The trick is finding the books. Because we all know when you're buying new comic book day books, you're caught up and you're organized to a certain degree, and then all of a sudden, if you take a couple weeks off or a month or two off, they're just kind of stacked up on a table and piles, still waiting to be organized. So there's a couple of issues to pull out to get caught up on this. Mystrion, good to see you. Thanks for being here. But these are a grade worthy books. These are going to look good in a slab. And if not a lot of people are buying and ordering Han Solo and Chewbacca #7, I'm not going to go out and search for this on eBay or somewhere else and pay $80, $90 for this slabbed in a 9.8. I'll just try to do it myself. Did not see a lot of these laying around at the LCS today. Maybe I go back and look for another one of those copies. I don't know. But what I did see at the LCS today, which did hit my pull list, thank you to the fantastic guys over and gals over at Fanfare in Kalamazoo, Michigan, have just doing amazing things pull list wise and helping me keep up on everything. I really appreciate everything they do. Hidden Empire. I almost got about halfway, and then I realized what time it was, and I was just starting to get really drawn in those first couple of pages. I kind of like almost kind of like a little bit of a history lesson kind of going on. And I know Rob's Fat Stack of Comics, the comic vet, Jim and Taylor were over there talking about Hidden Empire, and Rob was kind of like, I just don't know if I want to be drawn back into some more Crimson Reign stuff. And I kind of felt the same way listening to them on their show earlier today. But as I was getting into this, I'm like, okay, this is getting me really interested. And this I'll finish after the show. I think I was on page 7 or 8. I get where Rob's coming from, but this was kind of drawing me in. Very interested to see where that's going to go. And I don't know. I mean, are we just? It's not a one shot. I mean, how far is this going to go? Probably. I buy previews every time. Do I get it all the way done and read? I need to. Generate, what is up? Thanks for being here. Star Wars has definitely stepped up all their covers. I agree 100%. Ryan, good to see you. Thanks for being here. The Paul, he says he's in. We need a league of traders. I agree wholeheartedly. There's a lot of series that are sitting down here, a lot of modern comic book series that I absolutely fell in love with and read. And I'm more than happy to trade a lot of that stuff out. Like, think Gideon Falls. Think a lot of the stuff from like 16, 17, 18, 19, where I'm happy to like trade and then pick up the trade paperback later. So I'm going to be bundling some stuff together and maybe posting some trade stuff on Instagram to continue building those relationships and continue trading some books out. Because at the end of the day, taking some of these bundles, putting them up for sale on eBay or whatnot, or Shortbox or any sales avenue is a bit of work. So maybe trying that trade avenue first might be more beneficial. Speaking of Star Wars, they are doing another connecting variant run here with Hidden Empire. Not sure. Hidden Empire is probably going to be one that I drop to cover A. Anything that's issue 1 or issue 2 is I generally I'm grabbing all of the cover price variants and then the ratio variants if I can get them. But Hidden Empire, if it's going to be just a solid read, I'm probably going to drop it down to just cover A. Yep, Daywalker said, sup, broski. Agreed, Solo. I'm happy with the artists they've been getting lately. Speaking of great artists on Star Wars covers, Luke, good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here. Declan Shelby. I was kind of surprised now. If they're going to release Hidden Empire, why aren't we going to do a cool movie cover homage kind of a poster thing? But they decided to go like this Declan Shelby battle variant. Not terrible. I like it. I like Declan Shelby's artwork a lot, quite a bit. But if they're going to try to, like, I really wish they would kind of put a little bit more oomph or effort into those movie poster kind of variant covers, because those are, a lot of people are really digging those. I am as well. I love Declan Shelby's work. I'm not going to leave this one behind by any means. But it just kind of seems like it just Hidden Empire is like just like bucking the trend and just kind of doing its own thing and releasing a ton of variants, because they did ratio variants too. We got a awesome Lopez 1 in 25. Brian McClay and I talked about this last night on Simmerman's Comics podcast group. Not podcast, but the show. And then you can catch it on the podcast as well. Be sure to pop over to Brian's channel, Simmerman's Comics, and check out that show every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Catch the replay. We have a lot of fun over there. And I'm not We're, I'm not kidding you guys. This is why I'm really excited to be talking about Wednesday books again. Lopez, 1 in 25 on the sticker. Going to be hard to read with the glare, the bling bling, the comic bling, but I'm not kidding you guys. Ratio variants hitting the shelf for well under ratio prices. I feel like we're 2, 3, 4 years ago again. There was a hot minute where for every Wednesday we were talking about how every ratio variant was dropping for ratio price or better. 1 in 25, 1 in 25, $24.99 out of the gate. And if they're selling for more on eBay, most LCSs were charging more for them. They might not be charging as much as eBay, but they were definitely charging more for them. So 1 in 25, 1 in 25 to hit the shelf for $14.99. Okay, I'm getting excited again. Should I be buying all the ratio variants? Probably not. Like what I'm saying, I'm talking about Hidden Empire, reading issue 1, reading issue 2, then probably dropping down to cover A. Kind of the game that you pick. But with Hidden Empire, this is why I'm curious how many other people were reading Hidden Empire. Here's the 1 in 50, and this was the Adams variant, the Arthur Adams, the 1 in 50. I'm curious how many people here watching live and watching on the replay that are Star Wars fans that are reading Star Wars books, how many people ordered Hidden Empire? Please comment down below on the replay. Comment in the live chat here, because it's a very interesting thing. Brian McClay and I were talking, like Brian's like, this is the cover of the week right here. It's a phenomenal mall cover from Hidden Empire. Arthur Adams killed it with this cover. And I'm like, okay, cool. And Brian McClay's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get one, Andy. If you see a spare at your LCS, can you grab it for me? And I'm like, absolutely. We'll see if there is one. I get to my LCS. This was the only 1 in 50 they got. They didn't order, so they ordered more than 50 copies, but they ordered less than 100. We're talking a very large LCS in West Michigan. It's not uncommon for them to order well over 100 Star Wars copies for any Star Wars title, for mostly for the pull list and the other people walking in. So what are the print numbers going to look like? Are we in those the end of summer dog days of summer kind of thing leading into fall where things are still kind of quiet? And did Hidden Empire not get ordered a lot or not get printed a lot? I would be shocked if anybody you can't consider a Marvel Star Wars title a low print run book, really, but for a large, massive LCS to only get one ratio variant and possibly the cover of the week is kind of shocking, in my opinion. Now, buy what you love, and you'll love what you buy. If you're not a Star Wars fan, then you're probably not interested in talking too much more about this cover. But they only had one, and well under ratio price. Well under ratio price at $39.99. Now, granted, if you're a member and you get membership discounts, prices vary differently. Some LCSs charge regular price for variants. Some of them actually give you some discounts on there. What I'm saying is, for a 1 in 50 that's a killer Arthur Adams cover, to be under ratio, I feel like we're kind of getting back to some sort of a normal, right? Does anybody else agree with that? Am I crazy, or does it feel like we're kind of getting back to some normalcy? I hope so. And when I looked on eBay for Hidden Empire, there were this 1 in 50. I think there was 4 copies available on eBay, 2 of which were, I think, like $80, $80 or $90 asking price. High, obviously. One that was on an auction, or no, there was one that was like 80 or 90. There was one that was at auction for like $38, and then there were 2 for $49.99. Not crazy. And then when you go back and look at sold listings for pre-sales and for today, $49.99, $49.99, ratio. Okay. That seems like there's some stabilization there. And it seems like I can't be the only one that's getting the warm and fuzzy feelings from some kind of normalcy and stabilization in pricing with modern comic books because of how volatile it can be. You don't want to pay $100 for a 1 in 50 because they were pre-selling for that on eBay and then turn around 2 weeks later after everything else hits the market. And then bam, it's a $30, $40, $50 book. You know what I'm saying? Like once the rest of the copies hit kind of the secondary market, if this stabilizes at $30 or $40 or $50, I don't feel like I'm getting kind of my wallet fleeced, so to speak, necessarily. And it's not my LCS, and it's not a lot of other LCSs out there. It's the industry reacting to the pre-sales market and the secondary sales market kind of deal. It's everything kind of reacting to what's happening ahead of time, which is FOMO. the fear of missing out with pre-sales. People that are willing to spend an exuberant amount of money on a ratio variant in case it pops off, and then they're not worried about what the price lands at. They're just hoping that it lands high and then they can get it graded. The bulk of all of us buying books on a Wednesday, we're not interested in that kind of a mindset. We want to get the books, we want to get them affordably, we want to read and build our collections affordably. So let's hit up a couple more comments as we get in there. This is my cover pick of the week. I'm absolutely in love with this cover. Hopefully you guys are finding copies for $30 or $40 at your local comic shops as well. There were a couple on eBay at the $49.99 price tag, plus taxes and shipping and all that jazz. But support your local LCS first. See if you guys didn't get the copies today, look for them tomorrow. If I had a shop, I'd pick up like 20 of the 1 in 50s. Good gravy. I don't know. What's Midtown Comics availability on that? Do you guys want to see content like that on Wednesdays? When we find something we love here, we talk about it, and should we pop on to Midtown and see what the availability? Should we pop on some other websites? That's going to add quite a bit of content to the show. Or do you guys want to see a straight run on books? That's kind of something I should probably ask myself, because I'm enjoying either. I like kind of the market side of things. I like picking up the books and talking about them. But if we go on a 5 to 10 minute tangent on one book, and there are other people that still want to see the books, maybe we save that for the end. Maybe we pick one book a week and we kind of look at the market side of the idea. Sorry, I just read a comment. Luke, thank you. Maybe we pick one book a week that we decide to take a look at. Things from Another World, Midtown, a couple of the other websites, see what the availability looks like, because it's a side of speculation. Now, it's a side of speculation where we're trying to build our own collections affordably. And if we're utilizing it like that, that's one facet of the very multifaceted word that is speculation. Speculation, not to be confused with flipping. Speculation can be used. If you're dollar bin diving, that's a form of speculation. If you're here today and we're talking about new comic book day and trying to get ratio variants under ratio, that's a form of speculation. If we're just trying to find books, form of speculation. But let's do that. Let's roll into the rest of the books, and then we'll take a peek at what's available online for that Hidden Empire 1 in 50 and what other prices are being charged. We'll take a look at eBay, take a look at Midtown, take a look at Things from Another World. And if you guys can think of some other websites, we'll dip into that really quick. You're crazy, and we're getting back to normalcy. That means that my normalcy is crazy. Uh-oh. Perfect. I love it. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. Agreed. We're returning to normal. It's probably healthy for the hobby. Big Herm. Oh, we've got to do it. Welcome, brother from another mother. It is the great Herminio Reyes Jr.'s in the house. What's up, good buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Station. All happy new comic book day, or Merry Christmas. Take those words back. Thanksgiving hasn't even hit yet. Herm, everybody's welcoming. Herm, good to see you, brother. Good to see you as well. Yes, we'll talk about that. Speculation is simply market analysis. What you do with it is dependent on who you are as a collector. Information is important. That's all. Yeah, that's a great way of applying a definition to a very multifaceted word there. Wholeheartedly, John. Thank you for that. I missed that call. The big Herm's got to show up for it to happen. We can't just go all free willy on the nation without him, yo. But back into the Star Wars Marvel books, you guys have heard me kind of go all nay on the Wong, Wong, who writes Dr. Aphra. You guys have heard me talk a little pity party, a little like not be as much of a fan. Okay. I took a bit of a break, but I'm still picking up Aphra because I want to sit down and read this at my leisure, issue to issue. And I kind of opened up a page, and I opened it up directly to the page. I'm not going to spoil it. Who here wants no Aphra spoilers? So I'm going to start as people comment right now. If you want no Aphra spoilers, please say so now, and I will make sure there are no Aphra spoilers. I opened up to a certain page, though, and saw Aphra with an object in her hand that I don't normally see. Yeah, I miss it too, Paul. It's Christmas every week for us, Andy. Yes. I kind of got drawn in a little bit. I'm like, okay, Aphra's one of those ones that I really want to read. That he says, spoil that shit. We will spoil. Spoiler alert. If you're watching on the replay, hit pause, go read this copy of Dr. Aphra, or get caught up and read this copy of Dr. Aphra, and then come back after the spoiler alert here. Spoilers. 3, 2, One. I've given you time. I've given you time. I open up to a page. It's not super often that you see Afra handling a lightsaber. It's not super often, and it's Afra. Not very often. I'm woefully behind on my Afra reading. Maybe some other things have happened in other issues. I dipped right into this as a get off, and I've missed a lot. But her holding that lightsaber really kind of had me go for a pause. I'm like, okay, I got to find out what's going on here. And then as I'm just kind of flipping through, kind of gauge my interest to read the whole issue, what do we see? We see 000. We see BT1. The murder droids are back. All right. Now, maybe you guys can correct me if I missed something from a couple other issues, but you get the murder droids. And then you get Magna as well. The love interest of Dr. Afra is in, and there is a very, very awesome panel or page. We'll just say just to get to see these characters together again was phenomenal. And I don't recall, like I said, I'm behind on several issues. I haven't read it, but just reading this one issue, it feels like Wong's kind of stepped up the writing game a bit, and I'm hoping that there's this progressive trend where I have not been this excited to read like a new comic book day Afra book in a while. I was really excited. Afra books are always phenomenal. I love reading them. I just think Wong didn't take a right, or two rights don't make a Wong. There's a dad joke in there somewhere. I'm sorry. I'm making fun of, I'm not trying to make fun of a writer. It's just every time I say the word Wong, I think I'm saying I'm not trying to be wrong about Wong. Is what I'm trying to spit out of my mouth. But I feel like the writing's going to hopefully I'm all back and forth. Hopefully the progressiveness of this title, this series, is just going to get better. And I feel like this is kind of an insight into that. And I'm like, we get some great characters back in here. There's some stuff going down that's really interesting. I got to tell you guys, Mark, good to see you, man. I haven't been this excited for New Comic Book Day in a while. I'm as well. We'll hit up some more comments here in a second. But I'm really excited. If it wasn't for not seeing Andor yet today, I would be reading the rest of this and getting caught up on all the issues that I have sitting there waiting for me. Andor is a priority tonight, though, with the lovely CEO of the Comic Dojo. We got to watch Andor. Maybe if I can do that. Wong Duck Dunk. Golly, you got me right there. But I'm telling you, this was good. I'm really happy to see all those extra characters in there. And we get a great cover price variant edition there. But ding, 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 ding. Another movie poster variant. And this is why my interest was really piqued, is you get a cover appearance of Magna on there. Source. My ability to speak the names of characters in Star Wars is terrible. And maybe I just need to double and triple up my reading to get better. But Afra, this is a great Afra cover with Magna on there. And I'm really digging these movie poster variants. I'm really digging these a lot. I mean, the Han Solo one with the Carbonite was phenomenal. I think that the Carbonite Han Solo kind of edges this out a little bit, but it's a beautiful Afra cover. That's Star Wars for the week. That's Marvel for the week. We're 23 minutes in. We're going to buzz through the rest of these books in a minute just here. It's a Jar Jar cup. It's not a Jar Jar cup, Paul. It's not. Trust me. He said spoil it. Everybody said spoil it. Christian brother, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hit that smash button, man. Smash that. Hit that smash that hit button. Smash that like button. Yeah, it's been a hot minute to be this excited. I mean, I've never missed picking up my books week to week. I may have taken a week. I don't know. I'm contradicting what I'm saying. I may have taken a week off and picked up like double the books on the week after. And kind of the last couple of months I've ensured that I picked up my books. I haven't been really reading as prolifically as I'd like to, but I pick up a couple books here and there. Now I'm so excited. It's time to get full force caught back up and get back to reading everything. Where on the way home, I pick up the books, I sit down for dinner time, and I'm reading with the family. I can't wait to get month to month. It's like, it's just summertime hits, and even the publishers and everybody just kind of, things just dialed down. Now that summer's gone, things like it's time to ramp things back up. Can't wait to watch Andor. We're doing it right after this show tonight. Andor has been everything I hoped it would be. I'm really excited. And you guys, we talked about this on the Comic Book News Weekly show last night on Brian. Disney is going to allow the first 2 episodes of Andor to be watched on public television, I think ABC or NBC or something like that. Then it's going to be on Hulu as well for basically through Thanksgiving. Check out the Comic Book News Weekly show on Brian's channel. Simpleman's Comics, and watch that segment there and look for when we show you the days, the air days and the time, or just check your kind of local news source there, CBR, Comic Book Resource, if I think that's what it's called, and a couple other ones. But we're into the indie titles. You guys know I love reading indie titles. Are you doing C2, E2, or MegaCon? Probably C2, E2, because logistically it's that much easier to get to. But I mean, man, after a cold winter, I really want to go to Florida. I really want to go to Florida and warm up. I don't quite know yet. We're like 80, we're probably 70% C2, E2, and probably 30% MegaCon. I would like to take a trip to the Keys this winter just to go thaw out and warm up. I really do want to. But indie titles, Something is Killing the Children 26 is out. And what's piqued my interest is they've got quite a bit of ratio variance, or quite a bit of ratio variance. They had quite a bit of variance overall coming to the LCS, not just store variants, but a bunch of variants hitting the shelf. Let me rephrase that. Not just store exclusives, but actual variants hitting the shelf at the LCS. Now, this was the title that I felt like I was going to sit down and I was going to go full bore and get into and read today. But every time I got back to where I thought I left off, I'm like, I really don't remember this page or that page. Freaking really sweet John Boy Myers cover. Really good looking John Boy Myers. Absolutely love that. That's going to look good in the slab. Every time I went back, I had to go further back and further back and further back and further back. I'm like, you know what? I need to just make an afternoon where I sit down and read everything. Just reread from issue 1 on. And it's because the breaks. It's because of the breaks that they take in between. There was a break where they opened up House of Slaughter, and then they did an arc of House of Slaughter, and then came back to Somebody's Killing the Children. And then it's like these breaks that they have are doing more to dissuade me to be a regular reader of a series because it's just a ton of freaking work. I want to read an issue month to month, a monthly issue to issue every month, because that just kind of is the normal pacing. That's kind of normalcy for a lot of us that read regularly. But for not you guys, but for the company to go and have us at a certain point in a storyline and kind of leave us at like a cliffhanger or an arc, that's cool. That's fine. You know, a month off, 2 months off, that's fine. But like when they take a whole 6 months off and introduce like House of Slaughter and completely kind of side rail, man. I know they're trying to get my brain to expand into the Slaughterverse, so to speak. I get it. I can kind of appreciate that. The House of Slaughter wasn't that great, and a lot of people are in agreement of that. The second arc of House of Slaughter, I'm told, is good. I have not read that. I've got it stacked up here, but basically everybody had mentioned that first arc of House of Slaughter wasn't that great. Speaking of things that aren't great, hit that like or hit that thumbs up. There's 15 watching. There's 15 thumbs up. So we are right there. 16. Everybody smash that as you're passing through. Smash that button as you're passing through. The Frizen variant's looking pretty good. There is a 1 in 50 version of this. It's black and white. That 1 in 50 did not make it in. It made it in, but it was damaged. So we did not get that 1 in 50. And then we start rolling into the unlocked variant. That's probably going to be tough to get in high grade. This one's looking pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Is wishy-washy is what some of the grading's been that I've been sending out and getting back. Wouldn't be surprised if it comes back in 9.6. I'd hate for that to happen on such a modern book, but 1 in 25, just horrifyingly delightful. That's just the thing of nightmares. But the Alex Malavy, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, 1 in 100 is absolutely phenomenal. We talked about that. We hit that for a hot minute. McClay just saying how gorgeous that was. And then we're just missing the 1 in 50. And the 1 in 50 was the Frizen variant, was the black and white. If I remember correctly, the 1 in 50 was the black and white version of that. There is another variant. And when we go at the end of the show here, because we're going to do this really quickly, Walking Dead Deluxe. I'll say it again as I say it every time this comes out, twice a month. I absolutely love having the opportunity of rereading this series in full color, issue to issue, just like when the series was first coming out. Absolutely love it. 51, adding that to the stack. And then 10,000 Black Feathers is a new one that we are trying to get back into reading. Not get back, but as we get back into our regular reading habits, 10,000 Black Feathers. And why? Because of the names on the front. Lemire and Sorrento from Sorrentino. That powerhouse creative team from Gideon Falls, you should not look away when you see these two guys on a title. It's worth picking up at least the first arc if it's going to be ongoing. And if it's a mini series, you won't be disappointed. Those guys are a powerhouse team when it comes to indie comics. And we will put this back up here and set that aside. We're going to take a look at this book. We're going to take a look at this a little bit deep, more in depth. That's the issues of New Comic Book Day. We'll go over some of the more of the comments really quick. Let's see, where did we leave off? Interesting. I think I'll actually be in Orlando during MegaCon. I may need to make it over there. Tricky Trapster in the house. What is up? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. There we go. Back to these. C2E2 will be more chill. I'm sure it will. There's certain vendors that are going to be forced to pick between C2E2 and MegaCon, and I know some of them are going to want to pick MegaCon, which means C2E2 is probably going to be the C2E2 we remember from 2019 or so, where we all basically got to hang out, dig for books, talk about, and possibly trade. It's going to be another FriendsCon again. It's not going to be as crazy or as busy, so I'm looking forward to that. The trick with C2E2 is it costs, like, if we got tickets to fly down to MegaCon, fly down to Orlando, and do that whole stay down there, it's the same cost for us to do a couple-hour drive. The hotels are ridiculously expensive in Chicago. They really are. Cover B was a virgin. Something's killing children. B cover was a virgin. I don't remember which one in that pile there. Either way, shocked to see. For sure, Paul. Kind of looking forward to it. Yeah, maybe getting better deals. Maybe some of the pricing is going to be, it's interesting. This is why we're going to pay close attention to the secondary market and the pre-sales market for new comic books. Because then when we start rolling back into convention season, what are the dealers going to do? Where are the dealers going to be at? Maybe are we going to be finding some, what we would consider some amazing deals after the last 2 years? Interesting. Yep, you'll actually be over there. You have to check it out. Once again, Tricky Trapster, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Steven Gunn, what is up, brother? Darth Andy. Oh, we're on the dark side. We got to change the lights over to red then, maybe. Jay Hood, brother, good to see you. I mean, come on. How could I not go to C2E2? If Jay Hood's going to go, we could run into Jay Hood. That would be absolutely phenomenal. Second Street Marvel, brother, thanks for being here. Good to see you. And StreamYard has just a slight delay. So, like we said, this is probably going to be the format that I'm going to want to keep and hold. Is it took 30 minutes to get through those books and through the comments, but this is the thing that's really interesting as we talk about the market, right? Good to see you, brother. We'll take a look at this, but really quick, some channel announcements, and we're going to dig into this because I think this is going to be really fun. If we go over the books once and people show up and miss it, they can at least come back and watch the replay. Here's the trick. YouTube is terrible with the notification system. If you guys show up in the middle of a show and miss the books and you want to see those, you want to catch the replay, you got to hit save. Bottom right-hand corner, right down there by the thumbs up and the thumbs down button and the share button, you got to hit that save button and save it to your watch next playlist or your save next playlist. Because what happens is when the show stops being live and goes dark, there's no other notifications. You got to have notifications on for the channel. You got to have notifications on for each specific live stream. YouTube treats live streaming much differently now than it has 3 years ago when we first started doing this. And there are plenty of friends that hit me up on Instagram every week that say, I've got all the notifications on and I'm still not receiving any notifications when you go live. So we're going to keep a tight timetable of show starts, meaning that if we do a Monday show, we're going to keep that same time frame. Tuesday night, Simpleman's Comics is always going to be a 9 o'clock start, plus or minus a couple of minutes. Wednesday, I'm committed to 8:30. That gives me time to check out the Comic Vets channel and those guys over there talking and maybe even hang out with them for a couple of minutes and then getting over to here. 8:30 Wednesday. Mark it down on the calendars. Write it down in the books. 8:30 Wednesday. And I will religiously keep up with those posts on Instagram. The trick with those is the Instagram feed isn't instant either. And there's some stuff that I see on my feed that's the new Instagram feed that's from like 3 days ago. I get that all the time from other content creators. Speaking of content creation, the mission for 2022 is Mission 22, and every super chat, every super sticker, and all the ad revenue coming in gets donated to Mission 22. So please click the links down below to check out Mission 22 down there. And I implore you guys, check them out. And if it's something you're interested in participating in, donate directly to Mission 22. If you are a part of the YouTube comic book community and prefer to donate through Super Chat here, please do. This channel, everything that comes in through this channel goes to Mission 22 for the year 2022. We'll figure out what we're going to do for 2023, but that is the mission for 2022. So thank you, Remy Q Studios, for that $2.99 Super Chat. And That's one channel announcement. We're still doing that. No Mama tonight. Come on, Mama and Zuni have not showed up. Hopefully they watch on the replay and we get to see them in the comments down below. Other channel announcements. I've got some content in the works. It's going to take some time to flesh out. It would be an entirely new show, and it would be a weekly show that I'm really looking forward to doing. The Modern Comic Mondays, I really like how that kind of flows. Modern Comic Mondays. The trick is Monday nights are always hard. And then if you're doing Tuesday, and then if you're doing Wednesday, and if you want to do a Thursday or Friday, it literally becomes a full-time job just streaming. So if I drop Mondays with the idea of staying religious with Brian's show on Tuesday and Wednesday here, that's very manageable. And if the content that I'm thinking of, if it's something that lands Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, that also seems manageable because there's a bit of space in there, right? It's something I'm really excited about. Well, because of that, I think that's gonna be pretty educational. I think that's gonna draw a picture. And part of that is as we roll forward with subscribers, we talked about it months ago. It looks like we're kind of treading water. But if we continue to go towards 2,000 subscribers, we're going to do a big 2,000 subscriber giveaway. And I've got a big winner takes all package that's being built. I mean, big. And if you look back at the content that's created on the channel with some of the top 5 tips or some of these other tips or some of these other things that we're interested in, other stuff, if you know the channel, you'll kind of be able to pick away and see some of the things that we've talked about in the past. They're going to be in this package. And it's going to be a one winner take all massive package. I'm pretty excited. We'll make that a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, and maybe that'll happen first quarter of next year. The more you guys share this out, the more you guys share on Facebook, Instagram, and other places, the more that helps. And it's going to be a great big Comic Man 80 package. I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Trev, the shipping guru, thanks for being here. If you're not subscribed, please do. If this is your first time, welcome to the Comic Man 80 Comic Cave and Comic Dojo. Hit that save button on the video so that you can go back and watch the replay and not have to wait for the notification, because YouTube notifications are broken. They just don't really work. We've gone over the books. We've gone over the chat. We're going over our channel announcements again. Like we said, we're going to be religious about 8:30 on Wednesdays here. That gives a good buffer for dinner with the family and reading the books. We're going to be doing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, and it's going to be a massive, massive Comic Man 80 package full of Comic Man 80 goodness. I can't wait, and some things that are donated. And that also means that we've forgotten woefully to talk about, we're not sponsored by anybody, but we are partnered up. We are partnered up with Impressive Comic Book Services for all your comic book pressing needs. Gary over at Impressive Comic Book Services, we've got a stack of these 10% off your next order. And these go out for anybody that requests them, or anybody that wins anything, or anybody that trades comic books or anything like that. If you buy anything off of us when we've been doing Whatnot stuff, or if we sell anything on Shortbox, or if there's anything on, I don't really put anything up on eBay. I'm not a retailer. I'm not a supplier. I'm not really a seller. I'm somebody that needs to move portions of comic book collection to make room for more portions. Speaking about that channel announcement too, as we're talking about that, the Whatnot stuff we haven't been on Whatnot for months. Does anybody care? Does anybody want to know? It's just, we haven't been there. It's just toxic. It's just, after C2E2, just the community just does not view that as a welcoming environment for the community. And what started almost 2 years ago, because we were one of the original people to branch out in that comic book arm. What started out was an extension of this community where we could build that community there and talk and have fun and trade and sell, buy, sell, and trade, because YouTube just doesn't offer that here. It's just, since Chicago, things are just toxic. There are people that just don't like Whatnot. That doesn't matter if you're a good person or if you have a good heart. If you're there, you're part of the problem. That's how people view that. And those people attack other people, and other people attack other people. And it's kind of turning into dog eat dog. And it's kind of this fun, this thing that was fun, that was for the community, and being essentially built by the community for the community, not the app, but the live streaming that happens. It's become a toxic thing in my life. I have no want, need, or interest to be on Whatnot right now. And if you guys see me on Whatnot, I'm going to bundle up some really cool packages and make it cover price books and be like, hey, here's 5 copies at $3.99 at cover price. I've read it. I enjoyed it. Here's an opportunity to have it at cover price. Like, it just seems like a lot of people out there, not you guys, not the greater portion of the comic book community, But there are people out there that see a face and see a name and say, you're there to steal people's money and you're there to profit and you're part of the problem. That's not the God-forsaken case. Not everybody out there is bad. But there are people out there pointing fingers and making those accusations, and it's something that's become toxic, and it's something that I don't want in my life anymore. Whatnot is a great tool for buying and selling comic books. It is. But the human aspect has become toxic to a degree on there. There are people that are attacking others, and there shouldn't be that happening at all. The comic book community is better than that. We're all better than that. We know it, but there are bad apples out there that are just attacking people and attacking Whatnot. And I don't want that, and I don't want to be a part of that right now. You will not see me on Whatnot for the foreseeable future unless I get a hankering where I want to hang out and a bunch of people say, hey, Andy, you should. It'll be a lot of fun. There are a lot of really cool people out there that you're missing out on. And yeah, I honestly need to get a couple of short boxes gone, whether I give away books or whether they're at cover price. It doesn't matter. That's just not, it's just something that's become toxic that I can't take on anymore. And it's not that the app is toxic, it's that people's reaction to the app and what happens on the app and other places are toxic, and then they roll that into me. They roll that into other people. They roll that into people that are good-hearted people of the community. And they don't care what the downfall of that is. They don't care what happens or how much negativity they spread and how much negativity they breed. I'm not going to live about negativity. I don't want to be a part of that. I'm too excited about where we're at with New Comic Book Day and all that other stuff to let that negativity in my life. And I'm kind of sad. I was having a lot of fun on Whatnot for a really long while. But this summer was just not fun. That's where I'm at with that. If you guys want to see more content about that and where we're at, you can leave a comment down below. You can hit me up on Instagram. If somebody out there is creating a show that's asking these questions that wants me to be a part of that, they can hit me up at any point and any time. I'll make myself available at any time. But I'm just not going to I'm not going to put myself in a position where I do a live stream to hang out with people to get books out to the community, regardless of who's paying what for what. I'm not going to wake up the next morning to any more negative messages. I'm not going to allow that in my life. Granted, I could block people. Granted, I could delete messages and all that other stuff. But I'll just go straight to the source and just kind of stop doing that so that people stop sending me messages and kind of pointing that finger at me or kind of putting that light on there. It's just not for me at the moment. That's kind of where I'm at for that. But what I do want to keep an eye on, take a look at is the market. So we'll hit up the comments here. We'll pull up the screen and we'll take a look at a few of these books. I got League of New Comic Geeks up. We'll pull up Midtown. Well, that's the first place we'll start is Midtown as we get caught up on here. Kenneth Bird, what is up? Thanks for being here. Good to see you, brother. The actual package better have an Andy's Giant Package sticker. I could use some more stickers. Those stickers are fun. Maybe we can get a small order of 30 or 40 of them. I've thought about making a whole other channel for videos, but I could just cut back streaming and want to balance out with more videos. I have more fun. I legitimately have more fun streaming. Why? I feel like this really helps me work on my public speaking ability. And I feel like I am organic. I am truthful. This is who I am. When you guys come and see me on a live stream, this is who I am. You get exactly who I am. When I record stuff and I have to edit and I have to edit and I have to edit and I have to edit, I'm a perfectionist, which means I am terrible at editing videos and getting them done on time because they never seem like they're good enough. I'm my biggest critic. I'm my biggest judge. So if I record and edit, they never quite seem to be as good as I want them to be, whether it be quality or whether it be the actual editing. So live streaming, it is what it is. And when we click end broadcast, it's done. I either have to painstakingly go through the YouTube editor or I have to delete the video. I'm not going to do that because this kind of becomes a diary of my life within collecting and with my interaction with you guys in the community. So that's why I really like live streaming. I watch and hang out in streams, but I'm not really a collector as far as buying from auctions, whatnot, eBay. I dial it back quite a bit. Right now, I'm really hardcore searching for really good Afra buys and some Star Wars stuff because things seem to be going for... Maybe it's just the way we perceive things the last 2 years, but things seem to be going cheaply. And cheaply isn't the right word. Things maybe are selling for what they should have been selling for the past 2 years, what they were 2 or 3 years ago. Either way, that's how it starts. 2nd Street. See you all at a con soon, Paul. I cannot wait to see you again. We've got to come up with a con schedule. All good. Follow your instincts and keep being yourself. Everything will work out. Absolutely. You can't please everybody. And that's why variety is the spice of life. People will always find what they like, but then occasionally they'll find stuff they don't like. If there are people that find me and don't like me, that they are free to walk on elsewhere. And I'm happy for them, because that more power to them, that they're choosing to only let in what they want to let into their lives. That's a healthy thing. That's a healthy way of managing things. When I see books I like or what at shops, I'll pick them up, but I've mostly been reading from omnibuses. Good Lord. I wouldn't even know where to begin storing omnibuses with all of the stuff we have here as it is. I don't even want to tread into the omnibus game, which is terrible because there's an advertisement in Dr. Aphra in one of the Star Wars books about a new Aphra omnibus hardcover coming out. And I'm like, if that means I get to read all the Aphra stuff from cover to cover without having to source everything out or having to hop, I'm already looking at anything you're enjoying. I'm enjoying Star Wars, man. I'm enjoying Aphra and Star Wars. I do want, he's talking to Second Street. I do want to get some back issues, but I wouldn't know what I'd want to go collect. It takes some time to kind of figure that out. I know you've been out, not out, but you've been about in IG and YouTube for quite a long time. And maybe you're just kind of refining your barometer or refining your compass on where you want to be as a comic book collector and reader. And maybe you're kind of rediscovering yourself. I've been there. I've lived that. It's sometimes if you take a long break, that happens. Shattered Glass, Tyler, what is up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for being here, brother. J Hood, doing YouTube content is my exercise and not being a perfectionist, and my content shows. I can live that too, man. The market is definitely leveling off. Yes, absolutely. Funhouse Comics, what is up? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping in. Please hit that subscribe button. We've gone over the new comic book days. We've gone over the chat. We've gone over some channel announcements. This is what we're going to pick one book a week. And for everybody that wants to stay and hang out and wants to kind of deep dive into this, is we're going to look at the 1 in 50 Hidden Empire. What's availability looking like today on Wednesday? What are prices? What are some of the prices places are asking for? So we are going to go and start digging in right here as we present Midtown Comics, Star Wars, and come along on this adventure. Hidden Empire. Oops, if I could spell. And we are going to go. I thought it was going to auto. We'll just do that and enter. Apparently, enter is not enough on Midtown. I haven't used Midtown in a long while, and it's still thinking. We're at the mercy of the internet here with a live feed. Oh my God. Holy moly. Okay. Wow. So they don't even have the 1 in 50 available. It's just the Declan Shelby battle variant and the cover A. Interesting. So then let's check out Things from Another World. I'm kind of surprised that they don't have that on Midtown, actually. Come on. Star Wars Hidden Empire. What do we got here? See, here's issue 2 out. That's a killer issue. That's a killer cover. Issue 3. Issue 3. There's the connecting variant for issue 2. Where's issue 1? Okay, to be fair, I'm not really doing a great job here. Like Midtown and Things from Another World are a lot like pre-order type sites. Another one that we can check out. I mean, sometimes you'll hear of stuff that's still available being available on Midtown, but Your Comic Corner is another fantastic retailer. Paul Dunn can attest to that. Paul, if you're still in the chat, these guys, Brian over here, these guys are awesome. I love these guys, the way they pack and ship. Where's the search button? Free Comic Book Day, FOC, all items, new releases, Marvel. There's a search button on here somewhere if I can find it. And this is going to be a lot to sort through. There's obviously some stuff that's in an up. There it is. All right, y'all got to go. Second Street Marvel, good to see you. Thanks for being here. There's Paul Dunn. He is still in the house. You guys in the comment if you want to see a specific book from this week as we kind of try to dig it. Wow. Seriously? There's no Hidden Empire? I can't. This is Star Wars Hidden Empire cover A. They've got just the cover A available. Huh. Interesting. You guys have any suggestions of other websites? Right off the top of my head, those are the three that I can think of. Midtown, Thanks for Another World, Comic Corner. I mean, we can double check on eBay too, like we talked about, because actually, let me see if I can pull that up. Star Wars Hidden Empire. Let me take a look at. Here we go. Make sure that My Comic Shop. Thank you, C. Woodard. We will pull that up as well. But as we talked about right here, what we saw on eBay was $49.99. Buy it now. $31. That's currently in 5 days, 19 hours left. $100, $85. That's it. Just 4 copies are available on eBay. Unless searching Star Wars Hidden Empire number 1 in 50 is not enough to trigger all of the ones that are there, I'd be shocked if that's it. Just 4 available right now on eBay. And then when you go to the sold listings, today, $49, $49.95, so $49.99. So you're seeing a ratio book going for ratio on eBay, which that's a good sign. $49.99 on the 15th, $44.99, $40, $49. I mean, going right down the list. Sales are stable at ratio or just below ratio. There's a $64 pre-sale on the October 17th. Wow. There's a $90 sale September 8th. Somebody's getting way ahead of the game. All right, so we want to take a look at. I don't know why I always giggle the Google first, but My Comic Shop. There we go. Sold. Funhouse says sold. There you want, yeah, checking the sold listings on that, or sold as in you want to pick one up. So yeah, that's I'm surprised that an awesome Star Wars 1 in 50 like that for an issue 1, only 4 copies available on eBay. We've checked 3 retailer websites, none available. At this point, I'm probably going to go old school and just search. Just Giggle search it out. Hidden Empire number 1. Okay, cover A. Here's the 1 in 50 available stock. Item is not in stock, so they do not have any of the 1 in 50 in stock. They've got the Declan Shelby battle variant. They've got a couple of 1 in 25s, $12.80. I think, what did we pay? 13 or 14 at RLCS, so that's pretty stable right there. These are listed in very fine condition, connecting. So maybe Hidden Empire wasn't ordered very heavily at all. What are we searching for? We are searching for 1 in 50s, that Arthur Adams. This is kind of Brian McClay and I were like both in agreement that this is a solid cover. This is a great cover choice for the week, for cover of the week. And that dawned on me is when we're talking new comic book days, maybe the back end half of this show, as we get more invigorated and excited for the modern comic book market stabilizing, being normal, we want to skate where the puck is going to be, not where the puck is at. So this is utilizing information of kind of where the puck is at, but it's kind of giving us an idea looking back a little bit. Like, you're looking at some of the pre-sale stuff. Like, there doesn't seem to be any FOMO on this book. There also doesn't seem to be any availability either. So what we're doing here is, for any of you guys that aren't full-on Wednesday warriors and you pick up your pull list on Thursdays and Fridays, if you're a massive Star Wars fan and you enjoy this cover and you see it Thursday when you go into the shop, buy what you love and you love what you buy. I'm not saying go buy this book. I'm not saying invest in this book. But what I'm saying is, if you're a Star Wars fan like me, you're obviously either there's not a lot of availability on eBay. What we're doing is we're apprising, we're educating, we're saying, we're not telling you what to buy. We're telling you availability on something that we're kind of in love with. So there's only 4 issues available on eBay. The first 3 retailers had nothing available. My Comic Shop has nothing available now either. That's a stellar cover. I feel like there's the possibility that this got overlooked. I feel like this may have been overlooked. I could complain, but when you get to develop Star Wars and Star Trek merch for a living, how bad could it be? Yes. Goodness. There you go. So let's see. There's 4 retailers that we checked out, and let's just do the old Giggle search. We'll just do the old Giggle search. And because I can't type number 1, and sometimes you find some new websites to check out. Modestocomics.com. Page not found. Okay, so they are also sold out. eBay. We were just on eBay. Unknown comic books. How do I not know? Yeah, I mean, without keeping. Hey, there you go. Oh nope, shoot, sold out. Unknown is also sold out. Good gravy. Pink a la mode. Pink a la mode. It says $49.99 and quantity 1. And you get 5% off if you sign up. There you go. Oh, and nope, they're sold out as well. Oh my. There appears to be a trend here. And we seem to be $45 sold out here on Eastside Comics as well. Good gravy. Legacy Comics. So there are 4 copies on eBay. Out of stock here at Legacy Comics, $49.99 as well. The 616 Comics, $49.99. Looks like there's no. Oh, there it is right there. Join our newsletter. Yes, I'm definitely a newsletter subscriber of 616 Comics. They are sold out as well. There is a pattern developing here. Big Time Collectibles. Yes, they've got to have a copy, right? $99.99. Well, they've got a copy available. They want $100. Okay, so that's the first copy we found available that's not on eBay, and it's a $100 copy. Do I think it's a good buy at $49? I think if you enjoy ratio variants, like not store exclusive, but if you enjoy ratio variants, I think that's always been the litmus test, Daywalker. The litmus test has always been if it's a ratio variant, it should be at ratio or below. And like we saw, what did we get this for today? We got this for $40. So that's below ratio for us. I think $40 is a great buy. I think at $49, if you go to eBay, by the time you pay taxes, by the time you pay shipping, you're going to be at $65 to $75. I think that's too much. Personally, for me, I don't want to pay $70. That's why I keep a lot of these things on my pull list at my LCS. So when they hit when they land and I'm getting them at ratio and below, that's where I feel like I'm getting a fair deal. But I'll tell you what, if I missed out on this and I didn't get it, would I be prompted to purchase it on eBay? I would for ratio or less. The problem is you get taxes and you get fees on that. They're obviously, wait, do we even pay taxes on books for comic books on eBay? I don't think comic books are taxed, but you guys educate me there on that one. I can't remember because I don't recall paying taxes. Actually, right here, here's my receipt. I spent way too much on books. Yeah, that's it. Subtotal, total, card charge, no taxes. There's no taxes on this receipt. So no, we don't pay taxes for comic books. But there's obviously a trend with this book being sold out everywhere. Here's the only one available not on eBay, and it's $100 at Big Time Collectibles. All right, let's keep moving on as we try to find more. We'll do this for a couple more minutes before we close out, and then we'll close out the show saying goodnight to everybody. AussieComicsCo.com. Page 404, page can't be found. So they took it down. They sold out. Freshcomics.us. And loading. No, not available. Things from Another World down there. I don't see available for purchase, but I don't see a button to add it to a cart, and I don't see a price. So royalcomicbooks.com. Royal Comic, yeah. $99.99 available for in stock. So it looks like the remaining copies are being bumped up to double ratio to $100. Interesting. So that's the only other retailer that we found copies at that's not eBay. BDcosmos.com, tosscomics.com. There's a lot of website names I don't recognize. Stop One Shop. See, now this is where I'd go back to eBay because I don't know if these are trustworthy websites. And maybe I shouldn't even be looking at any of these. Sold out, though. $100 and sold out. This is getting interesting. Star Wars fandom, Drunk Wookie, spoilers, mmcomics.com. All right, product not found. There's obviously a trend here. Mike Mayhew. Ooh, that's right. Mayhew did a variance for this, right? There we go. Hidden Empire. Mayhew did a fantastic $50 for a set. Am I gonna buy the Mayhew variant? No. I'm done with the retailer exclusives unless there's a special cause. I'm done with those unless there's a special cause, and I've got a bit of an announcement on that too. There is a special book being done via Whatnot for our friend Adam. Adam's house burnt down, unfortunately. just recently within the last few weeks, and his family is all safe, but they've lost everything. They've lost everything. So there is a group of retailers getting together that have produced a special variant, and all proceeds will be donated to Adam and his family. And I want to see if I can find a flyer on that. Nope, that's cover A. Here you go. Here's that cover. And bundle of 3 connect. Nope, this is the 1 in 50 is not available. 1 in 50 is not available. They have a picture of it down there, but it's not available. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We'll hit up a couple of comments really quick. We're going to go over to Instagram before we close out the show so we can talk about this. What are we searching for? That 1 in 50 Arthur Adams. Do you think it's a good buy at 49? Flat $49 out of your pocket if you find it at an LCS the next day or two. I think that's a good purchase. $49 on eBay after taxes and shipping puts you at 65 to 75. You got to gauge your own interest. And if it's worth it to you, buy what you love and you'll love what you buy. You know what I mean? Collect what you love, collect what you buy, collect your way, Two Brothers Comics. There's so many phrases out there from community members. We're not trying to influence what people are buying. We're trying to educate. I'm not an influencer. I'm an educator. Wholeheartedly. I'm not an influencer. I don't think anybody's ever considered me to be one, but that's something I'm going to continue to talk about in shows is going forward is I'm not an influencer. I'm an educator. This is part of why I like to do content is share knowledge, build and grow other people within the comic book collecting community and help educate others. So that's kind of why I like going down this little rabbit hole. Let's pick one book a week and do this little rabbit hole here. You pay state tax on eBay purchases. Oh, okay. Comic books you don't pay taxes on, but you pay state taxes on flat out eBay purchases. Okay, that's interesting. That might be another reason why I've kind of remembered to tell myself not to buy books from eBay. What do a dachshund and a tree have in common? Oh, they both have a lot of bark. Thanks, their CEO of the Comic Dojo. So there it is. Let's go over to Instagram really quick, like we said, because I want to share that with you guys and anybody watching on the replay. Is if I can find that really quickly. Search. No. Here we go. Found it. Found the retailer that I saw that shared it earlier. Okay, here we go. So we are going to share this with you guys, and like we said, this is a special cause. I will go to Whatnot, and I will be supporting this cause because it supports our friend, Adam, who I consider a very dear friend, a Marine Corps veteran, a very dear friend of mine, and I consider him family. And this is the event going on here. This is the cover that was done by the retailer group. Mellow Fellow Trading, El Rey Comics, Nomos Comics. There's a couple of people involved in this. And a secret fundraising event for Adam and his family on Saturday, this Saturday. Adam has helped all of us succeed on Whatnot, and we are all ready to help a brother in need. 100%. 100% of sales go to this to Adam's family. This limited Do You Poo book will be up for sale, limited to 100 foil copies. 100 foil copies brought to you by Bad Hombres Comics, aka Mr. Bolo, Mellow Fellow Trading, El Rey's Comics. I think Nomos was in there as well. And this is the cover here. I don't know what the pricing is, but considering that 100% of the proceeds go to Adam and his family, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Check out Bad Hombres, see if they shared that. They did not. This is, I don't know if that's a new retailer or if it's a group that gets together. Let's see if Bolo shared anything on here. I don't think he has just quite yet. This is my understanding. This is just dropping today. This is just edited this morning. So just this morning, this is coming out. Mellow Fellow Trading. It doesn't look like I'm hitting the right tags because I saw several posts about this. And we will search for another one here. If you guys take time, I will don't have a link to directly to the event. It might not be scheduled and Whatnot just yet, but here is, I will share that. I'm actually going to share that out on Instagram as well. I'll copy and paste that because that's a very important cause. And there it is. Thank you for listening to that. And anybody interested, please help share that stuff on Instagram and be there Saturday for that event that supports Adam and his family. And I'm not seeing the other posting here very quickly. So we will move right along to the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for being here. New Comic Book Day is fantastic. Like we said, it's a great time to be excited for New Comic Book Day. But you guys know the mission for 2022 is and always will be Mission 22. All proceeds, not proceeds, I'm going to rephrase that, all channel monetization, all of the ad revenue, the super chats, and the super stickers all go to Mission 22. They will all be donated. So sometime either right before or right after Christmas, probably before December 31st, just to make everything easy, that donation will be made, and we will share that on Instagram. Click the links down below. Gotta be following on Instagram, and then we can share some of those updates on live shows as we go. Add my TMNT books I gave you to sell to put all the proceeds to help your Marine brother. We could definitely do that, sir. I will find one way or another. Right now, I'm currently not utilizing any avenues to sell raw books. We'll see if there's somebody that's taking in raw books for that. I'll check on that and I can send them that way. I could definitely send them that way. But yeah, like we said, comic books are fantastic, right? We did a deep dive on the 1 in 50. We went over the books. Please hit save so that way you don't have to wait for a notification to drop or come back a day later when the show posts. You can go right back to it. It'll be in your save list. And comic books are a fantastic thing, right? But the most fantastic thing all day, every day, are each and every one of you in this amazing comic book community as you guys band together, buy, sell, and trade, share great stories, hang out at the LCS together. I still say somebody needs to make an LCS that's got a coffee section with it too, so we can sit and drink coffee and buy New Comic Book Day books at the same time. I know I'm not the first one to think that or say that, but maybe one of these days somebody will capitalize on it. I know a couple of people have tried out on the West Coast, and I think they're doing well. Hopefully we get something like that here in Michigan. But you guys are the most amazing thing about New Comic Book Day in this comic book community. That being said, you guys know how we end this, right? I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch you on the flip side for the next episode. And remember, the most important part all day, every day. Stay original and take care of each other because we're all we've got. We'll see you guys on the next show. Have a great week.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty. I love gold. I love gold.